But right now we're going to talk a little bit about the Legends for Liberty tour. It's about 4:14 and 85 degrees. And that was the first big hit, the first hit of the association on Valiant Records, was it not?
Yes,
hey, good memory, huh? Good memory. Was that bought out by somebody or?
Valiant sold to Warner Brothers. They sold the entire record company, which was the Association, Vicky Carr, and Maurice Chevalier.
Okay, so you oh God, so you stayed with the same company though. Then when your contract just swept up with Valiant, I guess.
Yes, we exactly.
Talking to Jules Alexander, who is one of the original members of the association, and also Paul Beach. Paul, were you one of the original members of the association?
No, I'm relatively new.
Okay, how's relatively is relatively?
Approximately a year.
Oh, okay. Did the association ever break up?
Yes, it sort of oozed apart from 71 to 75, and then took a nosedive. By that time, there was no original members whatsoever in the band, and I don't think there were even any new guys in the band.
Okay. Dodge is presenting the Legends for Liberty, and the concert is tomorrow night here in Columbus, and then you move on to Dayton. Did you already rehearse?
No, we're in the process all day long today of rehearsing and getting the lights and the sound, and our turn hasn't come up yet.
Okay. The association, Spirit, Tommy James, not with the Shondells, but Tommy James.
Tommy, yeah, himself.
Mark Lindsay with, he said there were going to be, when he was here a couple of weeks ago, said there might be surprises in his backup band. I don't know what the surprises are going to be.
Well, it'll have to remain a surprise.
Okay, well,
I think Dylan's going to sit in, or maybe.
Dylan and McCartney, Beatles reunion?
Yeah, I think, the Beatles are going to reunite on stage, and Glenn Miller's going to back them up.
Okay. Okay. It's well worth the money, right? Oh, God. That's tomorrow night only, too. God, where do we go from here? No, the only down, right? I mentioned Along Comes Mary was, I guess, the first...
yes, that was the first
million selling.
Yeah.
Million seller.
Biggie.
And you received, as I recall, 7 Grammy nominations somewhere.
Yeah, 7 and 2, actually more than that, but we had a 2-year period, we had 7.
How many people fell in love or got married to or did other things to cherish? You probably hear that a lot.
I'll tell you, in the last year, I've run into several girls named Cherish.
Have you really?
Yes, I kid you not. In fact, in Springfield, they're hi Cherish. There's a person there who was named Cherish, actually. I don't know why, but...
A few named Wendy, too.
Yeah.
Wendy was spelled the same, though? As,
no, it's W-I-N-D-Y. And there's I met a person named Requiem one time, and but that was the 60s. So
you know what Requiem for the Masses reminds me of? It reminds me of Queen and Bohemian Rhapsody. I don't know, the style, for some reason.
Well, it's really a traditional style. I mean, that's a real, we all steal from Bach,
Well, the James Gang got in trouble for stealing from Ravel, I think, when they did Bolero. They had to yank that off an album.
The copyright was still active.
Okay. We're talking to Jules Alexander and Paul Beach, one of the newer members of the association. They're going to be here in Columbus tomorrow with the Legends for Liberty Tour. 821 WCOL, 821-9265. A little clip of The Doors' Light My Fire to get us back into this segment. Actually, Jules Alexander's with us in studio, and Paul Beach, both from the association. And I mentioned Legends for Liberty Tour, and it's starting here. The kickoff is here, and it's going to end, as I've heard, at the Statue of Liberty, is it not, next year?
Well, it may. It's this is the first lag of it, which is a couple of weeks. We start here. We play, Columbus, Dayton, Toledo, Cleveland, Indianapolis, Des Moines, Davenport, Rockford, Peoria, Milwaukee, Cincinnati, Kalamazoo, and Saginaw on the 19th.
So like a song.
Yeah. So it's quite an exciting tour. It's all the guys actually, all the bands on here, we've known each other for all these years, and it's great to be back and hang together again in this kind of a situation because it's really done right. I mean, Dodge did it right. You know, they put the right lights, a good sound company, you know, the right crew. It's really a fun show.
And as I understand it, every penny of it is going to refurbish
Absolutely.
the Lady in the Harbor.
Yeah,
And,
which is wonderful. I'm happy.
Does that, does that have, for either one of you, does that have, sentimental value? I mean, is it neat to get together for this?
Very special for me. I lived in France for 2 years, and coming back from France, we came by ship, and we came into the New York harbor, and I remember crying my eyes out. At that age, I was 16 years old, and I thought I had the world by the tail. You know how you have that kind of adolescent attitude?
Yeah.
And it changed a lot of my attitudes towards more being a citizen of the world and appreciating the French people more and appreciating home a lot.
Yeah, it's far out. The very first tour the association did, the first gig outside of California, flew into New York, and we had terrible weather all the way. And just as we were coming into the city, the weather cleared. I mean, it was movie time, and there was a Statue of Liberty. It was really far out.
All right, now, you guys get back together just for this tour?
No, the band reformed in '80, and we've been essentially on the road ever since.
So you're gonna be already tight when you get there.
Oh yeah, we got.
It's not like the guys getting back together again.
No, it's all. In fact, all of the bands here have been playing quite a bit recently.
Why do you think? I asked Mark Lindsay about this. Why do you think? We're seeing the Happy Together Again tour with the Turtles, and why and the Grassroots? I think when why this resurgence of '60s rock and roll?
I think there's a huge audience out there which listen to all the '60s stuff, and when music moved on, they sort of left them, and we're coming back and saying, hey guys, we're still here, and we're finding that it's being very successful. I think we're just catering to our own audience, that has not had anything for a while.
This is supposed to be a neat concert. When Mark was here, and he's a good salesman, he's hosting the show, and he was talking about this. He's been involved in production, I guess, behind the scenes, and it's supposed to be a spectacular laser show.
Well, we're not going to talk about that. It's all a surprise.
Is that a surprise too? He told us about it.
You have to come see it, because it'll be surprising when they lower the dead ape and the cow. Boy, that's really going to be fun.
And there are still tickets available. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Where are they available from, so we can let folks know?
I really don't know. I don't live here.
CTO? Okay. CTO, there we are. Okay.
CTO.
So we want to let people know where they can get tickets, and the show is again tomorrow night. And we're gonna talk some more about the association, about some of the other bands. Did you ever tour with Spirit or
not Spirit? Everybody else I've toured with except Spirit. It's fun to tour these guys because we know all the other guys. And
how old is Ed Cassidy now?
Oh, I don't know,
60s?
27, 28.
Yeah, plus.
I really don't know.
No, it's. I think it's neat that the '60s rock and roll is coming back. Who do you think's going to be in the audience? Who do you think's buying the tickets? Is it the people who were in love in high school coming back to see the association?
From what we've seen, touring over the last while, I'm figuring our audience is going to be pretty much who comes to this one. Going to get everybody. Going to get kids that are 14 years old, 15 years old, up to people 50 and 60 years old. It's a real wide attraction. I don't know why. I'm really surprised when I go to a concert that we're playing a concert, and these 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds come up and tell us they know the songs and they tell us the lyrics, and it's surprising. They have excellent taste.
How old were you, Paul, when the association was making hits?
Well, let's see. I was 17.
Okay.
17, 18.
How does it, most of the other members are the original members or members who have been in for years or not?
Well, we got 3 original guys and 3 new guys.
Is Terry Kirkman?
No, Terry's not with us anymore. He's doing TV production, I believe, in Los Angeles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're stepping into, an established group. And how did it feel a year ago to be a member of the association?
It felt very natural. I worked with Gary Puckett for 3.5, 4 years, and we did a lot of concerts opposite these guys. And so I had a chance.
Union Gap or just?
No, it was Gary Puckett.
Okay.
But we did the Union Gap songs.
Okay.
And we did a lot of concerts opposite. It was a very good package. We sold out a lot of places. And I knew the guys over a period of years, and it felt like just jumping into a family that I already knew.
Yeah, it was that kind of thing.
You guys mind if we turn things over to Dan Rather for a few minutes? Or?
Oh, Dan. Okay, here you go. Take it away, Dan.
Take it away, Dan. Okay, that's Jules Alexander, Paul Beach from the association, and we'll continue our discussion with them. If you have any questions, comments, or thoughts about the association or about the Legends for Liberty Tour, questions about that, please feel free to give us a call. Our number, 821-WCOL, 821-9265.
Dan Rather reporting, news and commentary.
Cherish is a word I use to describe.
That was the biggest, right?
Yeah.
Had
Well,
to be.
it's pretty debatable between that and Never My Love.
Oh, really?
And Windy. Yeah, they continue selling too.
Yeah.
It just keeps on happening.
We're talking to Jules Alexander and Paul Beach of the association part of Legends for Liberty tour, which is kicking off here in Columbus tomorrow night. And oh, I thought he was getting sick here in Cherish. I know. No, kicking off tomorrow night here in Columbus, and moves on to Dayton the next night, and then on through some other locations throughout the Midwest. Why was the Midwest targeted? Anybody know? I mean, I guess it's the grassroots, and that's why it's because most of the tour is in the Midwest.
Probably just for that reason. You know, it's plus it's very easy to play here. I mean, it's a very short drive to Dayton and a very nice drive to Saginaw. It's
Sure. And I get where where are the best crowds in the Midwest? I mean, we talked before about different size rooms, and
there's no telling. We played Jones Beach in New York and sold it out. It was huge. We played somewhere in Los Angeles and got 20 people. So it all depends.
You've been lucky. We were talking about the association, about some other bands. I mentioned I saw Steppenwolf, with 55,000 people back in the '60s, in Dayton, and then I go to a little club a couple of years ago, and I see them playing, for 35 people. You fortunately you have not hit that. You've been playing pretty big auditoriums.
Well, yeah, we played a lot of big places and a lot of small places. We played a club in Florida about 2 months ago. It was 200 people, and then about a month and a half ago we played 170,000 people in Tampa. Then we played 15,000 in Springfield.
70,000 in Louisville.
Yeah, so it goes up and down.
We were talking before about the original bands, and I think it's the original Four Tops, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
You said you toured with everybody there except for Mark.
Yeah, except for Spirit.
Spirit.
Yeah.
Now you toured with the Four Tops at one time?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Was that a Motown and
No,
Plus tour?
It was the the Lovin' Spoonful, us and the Tops.
Oh, okay.
And we Lovin' Spoonful and us and the Tops shared an airplane. We rented an airplane and flew all over the place.
You got everything in the Legends for Liberty tour too. You've got a good cross section of the music from the '60s. I think.
Yeah, well, that was in the planning. The Dodge people said, let's get something that is going to appeal to a lot of different people.
There are still tickets available too, by the way. CTO
Yes.
outlets, if you're interested in getting tickets for the show. In talking about types of music, what were you? I mean, were you a rock and roll band? Or
Well,
what are you?
I'll tell you, it was really funny. When we first started, we auditioned for every record company in Los Angeles, which is where we all started. Nobody knew what we were, and this little stupid company called Valiant said, look, we don't know what you guys are, but we're going to go with you, and we did. And we've actually attempted to defy any kind of real serious classifications. We're a vocal band. We basically a vocal band is what we are.
Paul is a guy who listened to the association and later became a member of the association. Is the band, in your opinion, still? And I was at one concert years ago, back when you were touring, when the hits were out. Is it still as tight? I mean, I remember the association being a tight band on stage.
Oh, I think if anything is tighter, you have all the experience of a number of years of knowing what to avoid and what to go for, and how to read the audience and how to reach them. And I've seen the band over a number of years, and I think it's sounding the best now that it's just about ever sounded. And I'm not saying that because I'm in the band, but because I really feel that way.
Do the crowd still want to hear Cherish Windy?
Oh, yes.
I mean, is that you have to play them?
I don't feel like I have to. I like playing them.
Yeah. Is it? Do you wish though that there was a, you're working on an album now. Do you wish there was another Cherish today that people would say, I want to, and demand it as much as some of the older hits?
Oh, I think you're going to hear one or two or three off our album.
Strong possibility.
Strong possibility. Okay, that's one of the surprises we were talking about. The Legends for Liberty tour is, again, and we want to mention this, all the proceeds are going to the Statue of Liberty, to the refurbishment of the Statue of Liberty. And as I understand it, it's going to be ending up on the QE2 next July 4th. That's going to have to be a thrill, too.
Oh, boy.
I mean, this is the centennial for the Statue of Liberty, and being a part of that. It's things like Woodstock. You know, I like it that, even though there's not going to be 650,000 people standing in the harbor probably watching, but you know, that was a part of the '60s. You know, the Woodstock and
Sure.
And, you know. We don't have that. I don't know if we have that today. I mean, I look at some of the bands I see on MTV and
Well, you had Live Aid just not too long ago,
yeah,
which was
that was great.
incredible.
Did you watch?
Yes, I watched a great deal of that. Yeah, we were on the road essentially
Yeah.
working when that
Yeah.
all happened. But that's, you sort of get the people
I wish we had
together.
more of that, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah, they're fun.
I think there's a lot of that emotion is out there now, just we're looking for a place to be channeled into.
Yeah, it's nice to see that put into a really helpful kind of thing. I mean, we can all get together and have all the rock and roll bands play one time and everybody make a whole bunch of money. But it's nice to see that they're doing something with that money other than just get together and partying and stuff in the pockets, you know.
Yeah, do you like all kinds of music, Paul?
Certainly.
I mean,
Anything that's done well. Anything.
No, I hate all music.
All music, all you don't ever want to pick up an instrument again.
That's why he's a singer.
Hey, man.
No, breed apart, right? Do you like? I mean, do you watch MTV, Paul?
Yeah, I do.
Do you like? I mean, how would you do Cherish on MTV? I don't know.
I'd hire another band to do it on TV.
You're not crazy about it.
Yeah, I love it. I love what the idea of it, how it's expanded entertainment. I don't like the content of a lot of it. You know, I don't need blood and guts. You know, I can read the paper and see that. You know,
So
I
you're
don't
sort
like
of
to
with
see women exploited.
Yeah.
I don't like to see people beat over the head. I don't like it.
Not only that, but so many of the videos that you see, the audio content has very little to do with the visual content. There'll be a storyline in the lyrics, and the video that they're showing it will have absolutely nothing to do with it. And I think with something like Cherish, you could very easily tie in an emotion and a feeling with visual images.
Are you gonna do videos with some of the new stuff?
That's in the works right now.
Super. I want to thank both of you gentlemen for coming in, and it's the Legends for Liberty tour.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Tickets available from CTO outlets. There are still seats available for that, but you better get them fast. Tomorrow night's kickoff. In fact, you can be part of. I understand Good Morning America, the whole, you know, all the big guys. are coming in.
2020 PM Magazine.
Good Morning America.
So you can be a part of history at the beginning, and the folks who are in the New York area can be a part at the end too.
Yeah.
So thank you both for coming in. Jules
Thank you.
Alexander
Thank
and
you.
Paul Beach from the association.
Okay, man.
You ask me if there'll come a time
Behind